Ladies and gentlemen, children of the interwebs out there, Sebastion, Envi, strong style cinephile, and let us pour one out for the Arrowverse because it's finished. Superman and Lois has ended, and it's the last DC show on TV, superhero show on the CW, rather. So let's geek about it for a few minutes. And I won't go into a blow-by-blow review of the episode. Superman gets his comeuppance on Lex, and then they spend a lot of time kind of going into the what came next for Superman. We see the kids getting to a more heroic role. They get costumes. You see John Henry's daughter, whose name I can't remember right this moment, and John Henry in his steel suit with the cape and the mallet. And I kind of wonder, and it's us to kind of speculate, headcanon type stuff about like when he decided to do that, when he decided to put the cape on his suit. But you see them doing that. You see Superman getting older. You see Lois getting older. You see him wanting to do more and kind of leave a legacy, be more of an inspiration. So you see them setting up stuff in their community. You see them set up like a hospital in the name of her, in the memory of her father. And you just see more of a legacy building type of stuff with him. You see him get older. You see Lois. You see the kids marry, have kids. So you get to see Clark enjoying that and just being just a regular guy. It's kind of sad at one point because Lois's breast cancer comes back. She couldn't fight it. She was older. She ends up passing away. Clark, as far as a emotional support animal, he gets crypto, which is kind of a cool little thing they stuck in there at the end. And of course, Clark has this human heart that allows him to live, I think he said 32 more years, but it eventually gives out. An elderly Clark, who's sort of aged up. That's one thing the CW really doesn't do well, is age up makeup. But then again, Clark kind of, because of his Kryptonian, I guess, anatomy, kind of stays looking younger anyway, even though he's older, so I can excuse that in his case. But his heart eventually gives out and he passes away, and it was just cool to see him reunited with Lois in the afterlife. See Lois kind of reunited with her father in the afterlife. It was just cool. And one of the things that one of the folks behind the show commented on and spoke to when speaking about the deaths in the show is the fact that they had the opportunity to really close the book. They didn't go 7 seasons like they wanted to, like it was apparently rumored that they wanted to go, that they could have gone. It's we've always kind of gone back and forth on whether or not the Bat embargo really exists or the DC embargo really exists, and whether or not they don't like TV characters, like TV shows of characters that are having movies and stuff like that. That's really a thing. Like they think that people can't separate the two, which is, it's always the stupid thing. That's why we got the Suicide Squad of the Arrowverse kneecapped because of the Suicide Squad movie. Allegedly, I don't know. Like I said, there's always raging debate upon whether or not the DC character embargo really exists or not. But I think Betsy Tulloch on Katie Sackhoff's podcast kind of made mention of that. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. But the way that it went out with them, they knew when they were going out. They knew it was ending, so they had time to build that into the narrative. They closed the book on Superman. They had Superman in this universe pass away. Like, that kind of makes it definitive. So I like that they took that approach. I like that they got to do that sort of storytelling. Like I said, we can speculate on the super careers of John and Jordan and Steel and that sort of thing all we want to. We're free to do that. I'm sure some people will. But it was a really good, well done, emotional ending. I mean, some awesomeness leaked out of me at certain points in time. I'm sure I've seen thumbnails of people's various like YouTube videos where I'm sure they're doing the whole like watch along thing where they're snotting and crying along with the stuff that's happening on the screen. I doubt I'll ever do that because I don't want to. But it was just a good, fun show while it was on. Will we ever see another superhero like TV show? Who knows? Maybe that age has come and gone because the focus is on movies and big tentpole movies, franchise movies, and that sort of thing. That's where the money is, it seems. I think you could do TV shows. It's just do them well. It's the same thing that I bitch about with the Marvel movies and how they've kind of the quality's taken a slide. It's like it's not because you're doing this or doing that as far as like storytelling. It's just like the writing sucks. A lot of the times with these superhero shows over the years, Arrowverse, let's be real, there's some good points, there's some high points, and a lot of shitty points. A lot of shitty points. Titans was ass from the word go. And I've harped about the Marvel shows, how they start off strong, like sag in the middle and peter out towards the end. The MCU shows and Netflix, shows, the Netflix Defender shows, same kind of thing. They had issues, but it's just about just writing and just focus on the writing and just make that good. But again, will we see superhero TV? I don't know. Maybe the Arrowverse and the fact that we had it for like a decade, even though the people behind Superman Lois didn't exactly, basically kind of thumb their nose at the Arrowverse and said that it wasn't really Superman Lois wasn't really part of it, which was the whole weird thing. Um, but it was just one of those things where it's just a fun moment in time that maybe we'll like never see again. I kind of liken it to the whole thing about there's a CBR post, maybe it's a Screen Rant one, talking about I didn't read the story, but the headline was like maybe we should leave Mighty Morphin Power Rangers in the past. And Power Rangers has gone through countless reboots and attempts at this and that live action movies. That's sort of I've said long since it should have been animated years ago. But in its original form, the cut and paste sort of using Sentai footage and American footage, yada yada yada, that's come and gone. That time period has come and gone. Same thing with Kamen Rider when they attempted that Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. You'll never see another, cut and paste type of thing with that, unless it's somebody doing like a fan film type thing, which I want to do, which I just wanted to do, just because I want to do one. But you're never gonna see it again. Its time has come and gone. It's different tastes. It's a different market. It's a different it's a different place in time, and it just doesn't fit anymore. And that's I think where we are with Power Rangers. Really, realistically, much as I love Power Rangers, my Zords and shit are up there. My Morphers are in a case somewhere. Like I love Power Rangers. I love Super Sentai. I love Kamen Rider. But its time has come and gone. Superhero TV, maybe that time has come and gone. Maybe when we're real, like maybe it just needs to go away and like it like another like 5 years, 6 years down the road, 10 years maybe, who knows? And maybe it'll come back. I know we're getting James Gunn's DCU kicking off with Creature Commandos here in a couple days, but that's animated. So animated stuff, we're used to that. But a live action superhero show, will that be a thing anymore? I have something cooking for a superhero character of mine, but that's like small indie type of stuff. Will streaming services, big budget networks? I know we have The Boys, but The Boys is coming to an end. So it's like, are we just closing the door on superhero TV? Will there be something else to come? Will there be something from DC? Will there be something from Marvel? Who knows? It's just one of those things where it's like, yes, we're sad. The whole cliche of don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened, that sort of thing. That's the approach we have to take with the Arrowverse. Tyler Hoechlin gave us a great Clark. He was pretty amazing right out the gate when he premiered on Supergirl all those years ago, and it kind of carried over. And the fact that he springboarded from that to his own show, which was really good. It was shot well, it was written well, it was acted well. Like everybody associated with the show like brought it in some, even if I didn't like all the characters. Everybody was good. Like the show was just, it was good. They did what they could with the budget and the budget restraints with the superhero. Like they were smart with the Superman action. Even though in this last fight with with Luthor, when Superman was yelling at him and then punching him, and he was coming back and he's punching him again. It reminded me of that Team Four Star episode Dragon Ball Abridged, or was it the Android 13 movie where Vegeta, like, Goku's standing there, Vegeta like rushes by him, gets punched, gets knocked back, and then flies by him again, gets punched, gets knocked back. It reminded me of that. So it kind of made me laugh. But they did what they could with the budget, and I appreciated that. It was fun. It was just a good, and I've said many times, I'm tired of Superman, I'm tired of Batman. You have other characters you can focus on. By the same token, given what we had to work with, which was the Superman show, it was really done well. And like I said, it sucks that it's over because it kind of represents this just closing the door on this type of show. And for us comic book fans, it kind of sucks to realize we ain't got nothing else. We got these movies that are coming, but like they're every couple years, and then we got to sit around and wait. And what else do we have? So it's kind of disappointing in that aspect that this time period seems to have ended. But it was a fun ride. Some people like this. The Arrowverse kind of defined them and their generation and their childhood, and so that's kind of cool. But it was a fun. Arrowverse was a fun moment in time. Like I said, had some great shows. Thank you to, Stephen Amell for kicking it off for us, Grant Gustin for carrying the torch, Melissa Benoist for doing what she did, Katie Lotz and the Legends doing what they did, the folks with Black Lightning doing what they did, and of course the folks with Superman Lois and what they did. It was just a really good, fun ride. And it sucks that it's over, but we can appreciate it. We can go rewatch the episodes and we can relive it, and just hope that the quality of superhero stuff to come is good. And like I said, maybe like after 5-10 years, we'll circle back to this and somebody wants to do superhero shows again. Will they be super connected like the Arrowverse again? Probably not. This was such a unique television phenomena. We've had TV shows that do crossovers before. We do like the Chicago universe, the Chicago television universe, basically the FBI television universe, Law and Order, when it used to cross over with each other, or when they used to cross over with Homicide: Life on the Streets, or when they would cross over with Chicago. So stuff like that still happens, but with this kind of thing, are we going to see that again? I don't know. Like I said, it sucks, but it's fun to experience it, and you just gotta kind of remember the good stuff, remember the good shit, more so than the bad shit, and truly just enjoy it and be glad that you were here to experience it. Those of us that come after, who kind of, kids who are, people who come along born after this is over, like they can look at it on your Netflix or on whatever streaming service and shit like that, but it's not the same as like really living through it and seeing it happen, experiencing it in real time. That was awesome. It was just, like I said, it was a good fun ride, capped off by Superman Lois, which was a phenomenal show, a phenomenal bookend to the Arrowverse, to an era, to a time. It's done. I mean, point blank, period. It's done. But it was cool. Those are my thoughts on it, scattered as they often are. What do you guys out there think, though? What are your best memories, fondest memories of the Arrowverse? Favorite episodes? All that kind of stuff. Let's geek about it. But anyway, follow me on social media. All that shit right there. And so next time, always, of course, let us geek.